Hey friend, it's Stacy saying hello with a Summer of Sabbath replay. You're listening to episode 18, Bricks and Donuts, Sabbath Freedom. Hi, I'm Stacy Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. Okay, my friend, I'm about to show my 45 years strong with this one, but do you remember the old Dunkin' Donuts commercial circa 1984? Please tell me you were alive then. For any of you youngins, let me fill you in on my childhood. Dunkin' Donuts were known for making fresh donuts in-house twice a day. Mr. Duncan would leave his house at the crack of dawn saying, "It's time to make the donuts." It would quickly cut to the next scene where he arrives home late at night. No matter what, Mr. Duncan himself would be making you some fresh donuts twice a day, every day. I wonder if we can't all relate to that Duncan commercial somehow. We push and drag ourselves because it's time to make the donuts. Long days, short nights. Punch in, punch out. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's time to make the donuts. It has another translation if you didn't know, and it's this: make bricks. I'll show you. We've been talking through all things R&R for the soul on our Summer of Sabbath series. You can catch up on episode 16 with our Sabbath starting place, a grid for where we're going this summer as we stop, rest, delight, and worship. By now, we're pretty familiar with the whole "and on the seventh day God rested," right? But then God's radio silent for the next 400 plus years about the Sabbath until Exodus 16 and, well, manna in the desert. At this point in history, the Jewish people have just crossed over the Red Sea. Remember that whole dry ground thing? Well, fast forward exactly 1 month. And we see the Israelites in the desert, newly freed slaves wandering in the desert. We don't usually think about that part. We love the freedom part. We love the miracle. We love the Red Sea and the dry ground part. So cool. Until it's not cool. What do you do when all you know to do is make bricks? You Sabbath. In the most brilliant way, God reintroduces the concept of Sabbath right here. It will take 40 long years of wandering throughout the desert to learn true freedom by unlearning slavery. How does a good and generous father teach them freedom? By meeting their physical and spiritual needs through Sabbath. Listen into Exodus 16, the very first mention of Sabbath since the beginning of the world, and it goes like this. "This is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow is to be a day of rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. So bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil. Save whatever is left and keep it until morning." Now look, I kind of brought you in mid-bite, so let me back us up a bit. There's no food. There's no water. The fear's setting in, and it's understandable, right? They've got legit physical needs in this desert. Relate much? And who doesn't get a little whiny and hangry at times? "If only we had died in Egypt," they said. "We sat around pots of meat and we ate all the food we wanted in Egypt, and you brought us out here to die." It's revisionist history for sure. Remember who they were in Egypt? Slaves. There were no pots of meat. Feeding that amount of people in the desert, yeah, that's no small task. God rains down the ultimate DoorDash delivery in the form of manna. Manna? They'd never seen something like this. It didn't exist. What is it? Well, that's exactly what the Israelites were saying too. In fact, what we call manna actually means "what is it" in Hebrew. This small, round, bread-like substance tasted like a wafer made with honey, according to Exodus 16. And I gotta be honest, I'm not hating what I'm hearing so far. Each morning, these newly freed slaves would go out and gather the manna before the hot sun would melt it away. Their only job was to gather enough for that day. One day only. If they tried to save it, store it, or, quote, be responsible with it, whether out of fear or duty, it would reek by morning and be crawling with maggots. Oh, that's just nasty. Only enough for one day, except the day before Sabbath. This day, they were instructed to gather double. God knew for the Israelites to learn how to be free, they needed to unlearn how to be slaves because they were really good at slaving away. They knew how to bust it. They knew how to nose to the grindstone. What they didn't know was how to be free, how to stop, how to pace themselves, how to show restraint. They didn't know how to stop. And stopping, turns out, is really hard, even when a very good and generous God provides a double portion the day before. It's hard to stop. It's hard to be free when all we've known is how to be slaves. Exodus 16 goes on to say, "Nevertheless, some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather it, but they found none. Then the Lord said to Moses, 'How long will you refuse to keep my commands and my instructions?'" It's as if he's saying, how long do you want to be slaves? Oh man, I can definitely relate to this, and I'm guessing you can too. 2 Peter 2:19 says this, "For a man is a slave to whatever has mastered him." Oh friend, Egypt, it's alive and well within us. For me, Egypt represents all the one more things. If I can just get one more thing done, one more thing bought, loaded, unloaded, folded, washed, planned, prepped. If I can just get one more thing with my money. If I can Jenga my schedule just right, I can squeeze all this stuff in. And boy, do we love our stuff. More, more, more. Let's be honest, most of us are in debt up to our eyeballs, if not in money, then with our time. We rob Peter to pay Paul. We skimp from one area to float another. Egypt is alive and well within our culture that bows to the God of more, because Egypt looks a lot like more square footage, more excursions, more sports, more snacks, more gifts, more toys, until we say, no more bricks. I won't make bricks today. Or donuts. Exodus 16 goes on to say, "The Lord has given you the Sabbath." That's why on the sixth day he gives you bread for 2 days. Everyone is to stay where he is on the seventh day. No one is to go out. So the people rested on the seventh day, it says. The gift of Sabbath is an invitation to stop working, a quote-unquote holy rebellion of sorts, not because we can't, but because we aren't slaves. We're sons and we're daughters. The late medical missionary Dr. Albert Schweitzer is quoted as saying, "If your soul has no Sunday, it becomes an orphan." I'd say it this way, if your soul has no Sabbath, it becomes an orphan. If you want to learn how to be free, you've got to unlearn a thing or two, and so do I. Let's learn it together. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a glordinary day.